as Hlabangane, Hlabangane lihle limhlophe, Magalela Mtshali, born and bred in Mbali, Unit 3, Pietermaritzburg, and I'm a lot of things. I'm a sports scientist. I'm a former, not let me not say former actually. I'm a Springbok player, sevens player. I'm a phys ed coach and I'm an athletic development coach. So I work within the sports industry. I don't put myself under one title because I do a lot of things, basically. So yeah, started when I was young, primary school. I was a very active child. I started off by playing volleyball, cricket, and netball. Yes, in primary school. Then I went into high school, moved more into the netball and the hockey and basketball. It's when I actually started falling in love with basketball. Played ball throughout high school. Went to university, carried on playing basketball, and then I ran into rugby. Yeah, I made rugby during the off season. Sevens rugby during the off season. I was bored, so I wanted to keep fit, so I decided to just take up rugby. And then after that, I left basketball and I just focused solely on rugby. I traveled the world playing rugby. It became mainly like basically became my career in that sense, you know. And then until I hit it big time with the Springboks. And then after that, played Bok rugby. And then after playing Bok rugby, decided I won't call it retirement. I would call it a break, sort of like a break. And I wanted to work, a break actually. And then I decided to just go back into working with kids. Because beforehand, I was a basketball coach. I was a basketball player, and I was a rugby player. But during my varsity days, I used to coach basketball, and I enjoyed coaching kids. So after playing rugby and travel and everything, I just had this urge to go back to coaching. So I applied for a job, and then I ended up at the Uplands Prep. So coaching that side and developing kids, just fixing their forms and making sure that everything they need, basically the fundamentals and the skills, ball skills, fundamental skills is correct. Because within any sports, I'd say for myself, actually the only way I got good at different types of sports was because of my skills, my fundamental skills. I knew if I can catch a ball, if I can run, if I can jump, if I can change direction quickly, then I can transfer those skills into any other sports that I want to play in that sense. Yeah. As an athlete, for me, it's to get better. It's to get better than my opponents, and also to improve on basically my weakness. If I know that my strength is catching the ball in the air. Every time there's a kickoff, I'm gonna catch that ball in the air anyways, because I know my aerial skills are good because of basketball. My aerial skills and my jumping skills are good, you know. And then one of my weaknesses is my tackling. So I'll basically try and focus on getting better during the off season with my tackling, getting a bit better than my opponents or better than my teammates. Watching a lot of rugby videos, doing a lot of analysis, trying to fix what I can, so that when in-season starts, I'm already good at everything else. I've already fixed everything else, you know, in that sense. So it's basically just to get better and be 1% better than my competition, 1% better than my teammates, 1% better than everybody. Just having that mentality the whole time, that basically inspires me as an athlete to just keep going, keep pushing the whole time until I've reached that goal. And then once I've reached that goal and I'm successful, I'm like, okay, what's next? I find something else that I can improve on. And then again, I get better. I learn, I get better again. I learn, I get better again in that sense. And as a coach, it's to help my athletes, help my kids get better also in that sense, making them realize what the potential that they have. And once they have that aha moment, it's, oh, wow, actually coach is right, I am good at this. And then they can have that sort of understanding, which, okay, now that I know how to do the certain skill, now I'll be able to do it in the game. Now I'll be able to know why I should do this in the game. In the sense of, I've been teaching my boys the ruck, basically. 4 people. One will go into the ruck, protecting the ball. Second one will come in for the clean the person off. The third one will come and seal the ruck. Then the fourth one is the scrum half, in that sense. So before I make them do that drill, I make them understand, why do we need to do the ruck? What's the purpose of the ruck? So that once they have that understanding, once each player knows their roles and responsibility, because as a player I feel like that's very important. Your game gets easier once you know your role and your responsibility, because you're helping out your other teammates. It makes your job easier for the coach and for the teammate also. So once my boys have that understanding, now my forward already knows it's okay, I'm gonna barge in to that tackle, protecting the ball, I'm gonna go down. I already know I have support. My cleaner's there. Cleaner's gonna go in, clean that person off. The sealer's gonna come in, seal, protect the ball, perform like a sort of shelter for the ball. And then the person that cleaned the ball will come in and help the sealer. Scrum half will come, take the ball off the ruck. Same thing again. Now they understand why we need the ruck in the game. Ruck, create space for the back line, then play the ball, back line runs in that sense. So to also basically improve my athletes, make them understand why they need to do the certain type of skill, and make them also much better, make them just better. Because once they have those sorts of skills, once they know what they're doing, once they know the role and the responsibility, it becomes easier for them to play any other sports. It becomes easier for them to play the game, because now they have an understanding of what's going on. So that's when the kid feels that inspiration, that motivation. So we just need a coach who's going to inspire them, and the kid just also needs to believe and inspire themselves and motivate themselves also, because it works two ways. Both, I think it comes from when I was younger. I've always had it, but I didn't know what it was. I just knew that I just wanted to play. I just wanted to go national. I didn't know what it was, but I just knew that I just wanted to become better. I wanted to become big. I wanted to become famous. I wanted to play for the big teams. So when I was younger, I used to talk to myself in the mirror. I still kind of do, in the sense of I wake up, get dressed for school, everything, then I pretend like I'm in an interview. Like I'm pretending as if I'm in a press conference, and I'm already like post-game press conference or pre-game conference, or I'm pretending as if even when I'm playing ball, I'm just shooting as if I'm Dwayne Wade and the crowd is going crazy. I'm shooting like I'm Kobe Bryant, the crowd is going crazy, I'm imagining all of that. But in that sense, as I'm doing that, I'm not realizing, hey, I'm actually manifesting something that is actually going to happen. So it started with me, and then I had coaches that came into my life that also used to see the potential in me, but I had that problem but I didn't understand, so I didn't see it in myself. But it was there already, but I just didn't see it in myself. I didn't really understand it, but it was there, and the coaches did see it. Until I was much older, I was a bit more experienced. Now I started to realize, oh snap, actually all of this that's happening right now, I manifested it. It's always been in me. But I was also lucky enough to have certain coaches that also saw it, that helped me go through it, although I didn't understand it at the time. But now that I'm older, I understand it more. And then I started watching a lot of Kobe Bryant videos, motivational videos, a lot of Matt Fraser motivational videos, a lot of motivational speakers and athletes that have already reached the goals and reached the top in that sense. And now I wanted to do the same for the kids. I wanted to just bring it back to the young athletes and make them realize their potential, guide them into reaching the best ever performance, reach the best ever version of themselves, to perform better and just to be better, just to guide them, just believe in them until they can also believe it themselves. Because I did have those certain coaches when I was young, but I just didn't understand it. But yeah, I didn't understand it. So now I feel like I have a code, certain secret codes to this life thing, and I just want to give it to the kids so that they can be able to understand it. A lot of positive things in this country for women in sports, in the sense of Banyana won the AFCON. We had a cricket team make the final, first home final in the cricket World Cup this year. The Protea women. Yeah, I'm not sure if the men have made a home final before. But I know that it was the first for the women, which was a huge thing, because none of them actually even thought that they would make the final, that they would actually beat England. Yeah, that they actually beat England in the semi-final, and they made the final, which is huge. The Springbok women's 15s team, they played the World Cup last year in New Zealand, which was also a huge thing. And then also last year, sevens. We had the sevens World Cup last year in Cape Town. So I feel like in this country, we have so many talented women who have already made the headlines, who have already reached the big stages, team sports or individual sports, which is great and awesome. But I feel like, in the sense, the sports Department of Sports and Culture could have also jumped on that and added to that by continuing to promote it. Many of these women, they have side jobs on the side, and then they take leave for a few months to come and train, come together, train, go to training camps, then play. And then when they come back, it's like nothing has changed. In the sense of they still have to go to their normal jobs. Some of them still have to play rugby on the side, or cricket or soccer on the side, but they don't not getting enough resources to help them continue, just to help them become professional, because we have so much potential. Even in the rugby side, they have so much potential to reach the finals, but it's about resources. We need more resources on the aspects of women's sports. And I understand that sports is a business now. They have to make it a product, they have to market it, expose it, and then it become sort of professional. I'm saying here in South Africa, probably. Yeah, only in South Africa. Overseas, there are leagues, professional leagues for. I actually didn't even like rugby. I didn't. And my friends like to go to college reunion. I went with them, but I didn't understand. I just didn't see the point of people running, chasing after a ball. Why? Why? Why can't you just play basketball and just pass the ball around and dunk on each other, in that sense? And then a few years later, I'm doing the exact same thing because of the exposure that I got. But in terms of women's sports in South Africa, we have so many talented female athletes. We have a lot. We just need consistent exposure, consistent resources, monetary resources, and just consistent belief in the women's sport also. Because I feel like our women's sports is also very entertaining. I think it was 2 years ago, the IPL Interprovincial League, which is which is a league for 15s rugby teams. We have the Sharks female team, the Blue Bulls female team, the Border, Western Province, the Lions. It's basically that league. And I know that Super Sports, we had a contract to Super Sports somehow, because they used to air out our games, which was great because then it got us a lot of exposure and also led up to the World Cup. So we need like that sort of consistency. I know with the Blue Bulls women, they just went this year. They're going professional. So everybody signed a contract, and a professional contract for that year, because it's a test out run. So for that year, they're already going. So they get everything that the guys get: food, training, equipment, coaching, kits, everything. Just professional, just to also, in a sense of re-inspire other clubs to also go professional. In that sense, so, yeah, to also go professional, because we realized at the World Cup, yes, we're playing the World Cup, but in terms of performance-wise, other countries, New Zealand, Australia, Brazil, all the other countries, Ireland, Monke, they're here because Tina was sort of here, left behind, and we're trying to catch up. But it's hard to catch up when your daily job is a 9 to 5 and you also have to go and train. It's not like you're not going at it full time. Nyahlangana for camp 3 months before your World Cup, and then all of a sudden now you must sink. It doesn't work like that compared to other countries that have been training together for over 5 years, that are already professionals. They're already playing professional leagues. So we just need lots of resources, exposure consistently, just to continue growing the women's sport and continue exposing it into other communities, to other young girls. So I can also dream and maybe one day be a professional young female cricketer or rugby player or soccer player. I realize there's actually professional leagues that side and they're leaving. And that's great. I want them to leave. They should leave and go play overseas and get that same opportunities overseas that they can't get here. Same goes for the guys' league. Also, there's a lot of guys that are leaving, going overseas. Although there are leagues here, or whatever. But if there's something better for you overseas, you must just take it, go, experience, have fun, and you can still come back home. And it's up to you as Umuntu if you want to come back home and give out that knowledge to other young players that are up and coming, to expose them and tell them that, hey, you can actually go play overseas. I just came from playing overseas, so you can do it too in that sense. So yeah, we are, but we need more female athletes going to play overseas. Right now, I'm a physical education teacher at Uplands Prep, but my focus right now, working with the foundation phase, so that's grade 1 to grade 3, is developing, and pre-prep, so that's 4-year-olds to 9-year-olds. Right now, my focus is helping the little kids develop their fundamental skills the right way, the correct way. Because what I noticed is with the senior phase, which is the 10-year-olds to 13-year-olds, the coordination, the fundamental skills, the coordination, running technique up and everything, it's just wrong. It's very wrong. So right now, my focus at the moment is just helping the young kids develop their certain skills, and which did it successfully in term 1. It really worked out well. So I want to continue with that, but like, which is, yeah, let me not jump. Continue with that throughout the whole year. These certain skills are very sports specific in a sense. For example, I just recently started, I'm sure you saw this, introducing hurdles to them, and cone work, which is change of direction, because right now we're in hockey season. That side it's hockey, rugby, and it's rugby and netball season. There's gonna be hockey season. So with those type of sports, there's a lot of running. There's a lot of change of direction in that sport, especially in netball and rugby and jumping also. So I'm working on those fundamental skills. And then later on it's gonna be cricket and it's gonna be hockey. I'll be working on a lot of underarm throwing, overarm throwing, changing direction, turning your hips the right way, the right techniques in PE, so that they'll be able to transfer it in their respectful sports. And I just recently got my rugby coaching license, so that's pretty awesome. Yeah, I want another one. I want to coach sevens at the end. I want to do my strength and conditioning coaching course for rugby. So basically my end goal is to definitely coach sevens, 15s or sevens, I don't mind either way. It's 15 because I feel like the philosophies are the same. It's just different game structure. And one day I'm definitely going to coach the national team. We need a female coach. And I feel like I'm the right person for the job. When I talk like this, my colleagues just look at me like, yo, you're confident. I'm like, no. I'm not that I'm confident. I just believe that I can do it because I am the right person for the job, in that aspect. So I'm just building up my base. I'm building up my network. I'm definitely focused on building up my network even more on another field. Because yes, I'm a Springbok, but it doesn't define me in the things that I enjoy doing, the things that I love also, which is I love working with kids. I really enjoy kids. So I'm continuing to build up my brand, my net worth, and everything that I need to know in order for me to progress and become a sevens national team coach. Because as women, we don't mind being coached by guys, but it's nice when it's another woman that is coaching us, because then they're able to understand that aspect. So yeah, I'm just working with kids. That's where I am right now, working with kids, building up my company. And then I should be a national team coach probably in the next 5 years. Yeah, don't worry. Now you'll come to my house. I'll build a house there in the farms. I'll even fetch you. Do you need a driver? I'll get you a driver to fetch you guys.